Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Family Moments, where we use really cool object lessons
that teach the truth about what matters most.
Exactly. And today, we're going to have some fun with this.
A tent? Oh, are we camping out tonight?
That's right. Even if it's just the backyard, it'll be a lot of fun roughing it for the night.
Yeah, I love roughing it. As long as we have plenty of bug spray. I hate mosquitoes.
Yes, we have plenty of bug spray, so not to worry.
And batteries for the flashlights. You know how I hate being lost in the dark.
Yes, we've got plenty of batteries and flashlights.
And a really long extension cord.
Yes, we have a really long extension cord. For what?
So I can plug in my blender. You know how I love having a midnight smoothie.
Ow, brother. Hey kids, Pastor Robbie here, along with my lovely assistant and wonderful daughter, Sadie.
Hello.
And tonight, we're going to have some fun learning about our home.
Our home? I thought we were going to learn about tents.
Well, no, the tent is actually our object lesson in this episode. It's going to help us learn about our home.
I don't get it. Our home is right over there. How is this tent going to help us learn about our house?
It's not going to help us learn about our house. It's going to help us learn about our home.
What are you talking about?
Well, why do you think so many people like camping in tents in the first place?
Oh, I don't know. I guess it's because they like being outside, the fresh air, the sound of crickets. It's just fun.
Right. But remember that one time when we went camping and it rained?
Oh, you mean when water got in our tent?
Yeah, that's the time.
My pillow got wet. My sleeping bag got soaked. It was like we were sleeping in the middle of a river.
Yeah, wasn't that fun?
No, it was miserable. It was a wet, muddy mess.
So you didn't like it that much?
No, all I could think about was taking a warm bath, watching a little TV, and going to sleep in my nice, comfortable bed at home.
And that's exactly what today's verse is all about. It comes from 2 Corinthians 5:1, where it says, "For we know that if the earthly tent we live in is destroyed, we have a building from God, an eternal house in heaven, not built by human hands."
I don't get it. You mean our life is like a tent?
Exactly. Paul, who wrote 2 Corinthians, is saying that for Christians, our life on earth is like living in a tent. It's kind of fun and adventurous, but it can also fall apart during the storms and become a muddy mess. And what he really looked forward to was going home.
You mean heaven?
Well, yeah, where it would be much, much better. The tent life is just temporary. It's good for a while, but with wind and rain and natural elements, it'll eventually wear down. It's not meant to last forever like our home in heaven.
I never thought about it that way. But you should see some people's tents. They're really big and fancy and sturdy.
I know. They're beautiful, but they're still just tents. And they won't last forever. The mistake a lot of people make is they live all out for this one life on earth as if it's the only thing that matters. They try so hard to make things as comfortable as possible, they forget about what happens after this life.
Is it wrong to be comfortable?
Well, it can be if that's the main goal. If we forget that this life is just a tent and the next life is a mansion, we're putting all our eggs in the wrong basket.
I guess if I'm honest, sometimes I do kind of make comfort a big priority in my life. Maybe I shouldn't put so much emphasis on that, huh?
Well, yeah, it's kind of like this Mousetrap. You know how much this cost?
No, I've never bought a mousetrap.
I got this at Walmart for $1.17. Do you know what it's supposed to do?
Catch mice?
Bingo. And really, it's just a piece of wood with a metal rod and with a spring and a bait mechanism. Probably didn't cost the manufacturer more than $0.25 to make it.
That is pretty cheap, but it gets the job done, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, but imagine what it would be like if the Mousetrap company decided to use gold instead of wood, and they lined the sides with diamonds, and then they had it engraved with your name, and then you decided to use steak or caviar as bait instead of cheese. And instead of costing you $1.17, This mousetrap now costs you $1,000.
$1,000 for a mousetrap? That'd be ridiculous.
Why?
Because it's just a mousetrap. It wouldn't be a very wise use of my time or money.
Really? Why not?
Because I'd rather spend my money on important things that really matter, not just having a fancy mousetrap.
Well, unfortunately, that's how a lot of Christians live. Some people treat their tent like a permanent home. They're planting flowers, installing carpet, attaching air conditioners, adding a basement.
For a tent? Why? That doesn't make any sense.
Because sometimes they forget that heaven is where our real home is. And while the tent is important and has a purpose, it's just temporary.
Well, yeah, flower gardens, air conditioners, and basements make sense for a house, but not really for a tent.
The key is to learn to make decisions with our time, our money, and our relationships that get us ready for our real home, not just being comfortable here.
I guess I'll take good care of my tent while I can, but my main focus will be on what lies ahead.
Exactly. Living for our real home is a beautiful thing. So, Sadie, what did you learn today?
I learned that for Christians, our life is a lot like a tent. It has a purpose, but it's only temporary. Heaven is our real home, and that's where our real focus should be.
Exactly.
And spending all our time and energy fixing up our tents, trying to make this life as comfortable as possible, is probably not the wisest use of our resources. We should live for the things that will last forever.
Very good. Now, it's getting late and I'm exhausted. What do you say we get some shut-eye?
Sounds good.
Let's go. Good night, sweetie.
Good night, Dad. At least you didn't get wet this episode.
Amen to that. Say, what's this can of Diet Coke doing on my sleeping bag?
Oh, let me have that. It's mine. I tossed it in here to enjoy after a video shoot. It must have landed on your sleeping bag.
Well, just be careful when you open it. It might make a mess. Hey, it's getting all over me and my sleeping bag.
Sorry.
Don't just sit there. Take it outside and go find me a washcloth or something.
Sure thing, Dad.
What in the world? Well, at least it's not raining out. We'll see you around.